There's a buzz in the air. The winner of this game will go on to face Sydney University in the Intrust Super Shute Shield Grand Final in 7 days' time.
Cam Clark gets us underway. Warringah will receive the ball. We're underway in the second semi-final. Small knock on by North early. There's the one right back from the Rats. And very quickly, we go down to the sideline for our first cross to big Andrew Swain. Swaney.
Yeah, Connor Vest just knocking that one on there. It almost surprised him. The Rats stood off the ball there. It's very overcast conditions here at North Sydney Oval today, but not a breath of wind, which is very different to what we experienced last week. And it looks like the rain's going to hold off at this stage. I certainly hope so, being sidelined.
Well, two very consistent front rows coming up against each other. Luxton and Salofa with JP Sawney in the middle for Norths. Almost over a 20-kilo advantage for the Rats in terms of pack weight. And on the Warringah side, O'Connor and Rourke with Luke Holmes in the middle. Big shove from Northern Suburbs early.
Yeah, guys, we've slipped, so come across.
I think Northern Suburbs will be very happy to have a look at a few of the guys returning this week. Lawrence Hunting.
We're waiting for it to get stable.
Back into the 23, come off the bench. Sam Kitchen, of course, a good replacement. Coach Shannon Fraser deciding to go with JP Sawney to kick this one off today.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Big shove from Northern Suburbs, and they get the penalty. Early points for the Northern Suburbs pack. That's pretty big in the context of this game.
Well, it was an interesting scrum, wasn't it? It looked like Warringah was going to hold that pressure, and then all of a sudden came the second shove. It could possibly be why Shannon Fraser decided to go with Sawney. A little bit more of a bigger body, adds a little bit of extra weight.
Oh, two incredible scrums, these two sides, Warringah and Norths, and, well, that is a big mental blow early on for Northern Suburbs. Giltrap lining up for the kick. 2 minutes in.
Well, Swaney, you spoke about the changing conditions. Very blustery here at North Sydney Oval last Sunday, and Giltrap had a tough day kicking off the tee. I think he, more than anyone, will be happy that it's a lot calmer.
Yeah, as I said, not a breath of wind. Very still here at North Sydney Oval, which is quite unusual.
Giltrap looking to put Norths first on the board. Lovely penalty strike from Sam Giltrap, 3-0. The Shoremen take an early lead.
Yeah, wonderful scrum to start the game for Northern Suburbs. As I said, big mental blow to Warringah, who have had a wonderful scrum in 2018.
An important confidence booster for Sam Giltrap there as well. As I said, tough day kicking last week. It'll be great to put the first one over.
Hamish Angus with the restart. He goes deep with that one. Well taken by Bury. Time for him to pump it out over the stripe. Well, we mentioned the broadcast yesterday, Shep, that it was going to take a very, very good team indeed to get on top of Sydney University in the grand final. But if there's any teams that can do it, either one of these two can.
Once you hit the final, there's no easy games, but Warringah and Northern Suburbs definitely got the stock and the firepower to do it.
Back it comes for the Rats. Here's Vailanu, who had a huge game last week. In the number 7 jersey, Mahe Vailanu comes quickly for Josh Holmes. They go left side. Luke Holmes inside ball to Wildman. Miller misses the tackle. Into the 22 come the Warringah Rats. Quick recycle by Holmes. Vailanu hands off to O'Connor. Priest with the attempted pick and go. Penalty coming against JP Sawney for getting in the way there. Angus gets it wide to Cheekham. Ezra Cheekham, he's got lightning speed, lost his footing though. Gets up and goes again. Here's Tom Priest, dragged down 5 metres out Sam Ward this time. Warringah getting closer to the first try of the day. Rory O'Connor. They go left this time. Short ball to big Jack Tompkins. He's cut down immediately.
Good turnover there. Back advantage.
Come for the Warringah penalty.
Oh, it was a try-saving tackle from Taylor Francis. It was an outstanding line. I think it was from Priest, possibly Jack Tompkins. Here he comes. It was Tompkins. Apologies. And that's a try-saver there from Taylor Francis. So tough to stop a man of his size moving at that speed. We'll come back to the shot at goal, and Hamish Angus immediately gets a chance to erase the 3 points Northern Suburbs just claimed. And boys, as we knew it would be, very, very physical early on, Swaney.
Yeah, some big shots in the midfield. Obviously, Warringah, there's some large humans in their pack, and they used them to good effect, really using some of their big men to punch up the middle, but North's line held, as you said. Taylor Francis, try-saving tackle.
Picture of concentration. Hamish Angus, joint captain of this rat side with Sam Ward. No problem there, he ties it up. 3 points apiece early in the second elimination semi-final.
Both sides doing a good job just feeling each other out in these opening exchanges. And Northern Suburbs getting the penalty off the scrum, and then Warringah hitting back with their big forward pack. So it's going to be one up front, this one.
Clark with the restart. Wildman goes high to take it for the Rats. Holmes to Ward. Out it comes to Angus. Looking for some width. Feltshire to Tangi Thakibau all the way out to Ezra Cheekham on the far wing. He keeps ahead. It's scooped up by JP Sawney. Gets rid of it very quickly to Giltrap. Giltrap kicking for the right corner. Feltshire's there though for the Rats. Can he stop it? No, he can't before it goes into touch. Good kick from Sam Giltrap.
Well, he just got caught on a strange angle then, didn't he, Feltshire? It wasn't a great kick from Giltrap, but the positioning and where it dropped in comparison to where Feltshire was made it very, very hard. As Darren Coleman spoke about before the game, it is very greasy out there. It's not raining at the moment, but we did get a lot this morning, and there's just a thin layer of water, so the ball's going to skid if it does hit the deck.
Up goes Ward at the back for the Rats. Luke Holmes in possession at the back of the ball. Immediately the long arm goes up. That was a silly play from the Northern Suburbs tight head prop Dan Salofa.
Entry lapse.
Yeah, Salofa making no attempt there to go through the middle, straight around the back and grab the Warringah ball carrier. So Rats work their way back to halfway with the penalty kick.
Yeah, that's a real let-off for the Warringah Rats. Northern Suburbs, great attacking opportunity there, and they blew it.
Sam Ward takes it from the line out. Good run from the big number 8. Angus now finds Wildman through one, offloads to Tompkins. We're looking sharp with the ball in hand. Angus to Feltshire. Feltshire with the dummy goes himself, dragged down from behind by Miller in a copybook tackle. Quick recycle from Josh Holmes. It's well picked up by O'Connor. Here's Tompkins now, the big second row. Angus to Tangi Thakibau. The big man still going, pops it back to Cheekham. Nick Duffy hard on the ball and he strips it but loses it forward. No knock-on call. Sam Thompson has it now. Will Miller looking for it. Pretty scrappy in there. No knock-ons call. They go the short side. Tangi Thakibau again for Warringah. Here's Ward, bumps off one. Miller makes the tackle. Comes quickly for Josh Holmes. Finds his brother, Luke, with a short pass. Driven back outside the 22 by the North's defence. Here's Priest, the big Kiwi. Chopped down immediately by Taylor Francis. Angus to Tyson Davis. Davis into the 22 now. Giltrap with the tackle. Warringah showing great patience, going through the phases. Vailanu takes it up for the Rats that time. Here's Priest. Priest to Angus. Angus to Ward. Ward looking to get it out to Cheekham's been knocked down though. Back it comes to Silosi Tangi Thaki Bow. Luke Holmes picks it up. Still an advantage for Warringah. Here's Priest. Francis with the tackle around the ankles. Wildman again.
Another solid shot from Simone.
There's Reluxton around the ankles. Here's Cheekham. And Salofa gets that turnover, but we're still playing under an advantage, so Warringah with another chance perhaps to add 3 extra.
I think they might take it as well. It was impressive continuity from the Warringah Rats, wasn't it? Really good stuff. You can see them trying to use their big bodies. Of course, a big thank you to our official broadcast partner, Fujitsu, the Shute Shield's favourite air. Both teams really seem up for the challenge today. Warringah.
It's definitely a card. It's a penalty only.
It's just a quick conversation. Hamish Angus asking if that knockdown was deliberate from Richard Wolfe. I didn't think it was in live play. We might see if we can get another look at it, but really impressive showing there early from Warringah.
On the other side of the coin there, Shep, the defensive, the spacing there from Northern Suburbs, perfect, and they just don't panic in defence. They're really settled, and they trust the inside man. So this is what Northern Suburbs are going to have to do if they want to hold out this Rats onslaught early.
Prime opportunity for the Rats to post the first 5-pointer of the day as Sam Thompson goes high. They go short side. Vailanu found Sam Ward coming around the back. North's defence is solid. Here's Priest. Hugh Sinclair up to make the tackle on him. Luke Holmes finds Tompkins. Big tackle on him by Taylor Francis. And the knock on by Luke Holmes. So the North's defence getting the job done early at their home ground.
All solid, not only very physical at the contact area, but speed up the line. Watch them get up and shut the space down again. Francis with a huge shot. And as the ball spills out the back, Luke Holmes has a little peek and knocks it forward. Wowee.
Physical up front, isn't it?
It certainly is.
The big men running into the big men, and what Norths are doing so well is stopping the Warringah momentum in their tracks.
Well, you can feel it. It definitely has a finals buzz. It's win or go home this afternoon. No more second chances in 2018 for either of these two teams.
Look at another reset. I tell you, fellas, I thought the Norths were going to feel the loss of Angus Sinclair at 10 quite badly, but I must say I've been impressed with Harry Bury moving in one from his usual position of inside centre. He's really done a good job in the 10 jersey for the Norths.
Yeah, he really has. And with an extra week there, I think the prep would have been a lot better for this game than it was for Eastwood last week. Been impressed with the way the other backs have been able to step up and take a little bit of load off as well, though, Tone. Ray Simone, we saw a lot last week getting into first receiver and acting as that second ball player. It's a job he's going to have to do again this afternoon. Threats all over the park. Speak about good defence. Andrew Swain, well, Warringah right up there as well.
Good solid scrum from the North pack. And Giltrap with the exit kick. Felchier thinks about the quick throw, decides against it.
Well, at this stage, Northern Suburbs just being starved of possession. Warringah doing a very good job to control territory and possession.
It's very much a Northern Suburbs trade as well, Shep. Normally early in these games, you see Northern Suburbs strangle teams, but Warringah doing a good job at it.
Back it comes to Luke Holmes, finds Mahe Vailanu. Once again, Northern Suburbs defence in the form of Taylor Francis up very, very quickly. Sam Ward hurls himself at the North's defensive line. The quick recycle by the Rats. Here's Wildman, Seb Wildman. Terrific tackle by his opposite number, Cam Clark. Northern Suburbs hard on the ball, but he missed the turnover. Here's Harry Rourke now. Brought down right, just inside the 22. Vailanu gets it back to Angus. Out it comes to Tangi Thaki Bow. Outstanding tackle by Hugh Sinclair. That's inspirational from the North's captain. O'Connor for the Rats. Well, they've been driven backwards Warringah, but they still have the pill. Here's Sam Thompson, the young Scotsman. Been a pretty integral part. There's the turnover.
Will Miller.
For Northern Suburbs, Will Miller.
He's on that ball and should have won it.
Oh, he got straight on.
Sam Thompson in focus. Yeah, he did so well there, Tone.
Nah, that was a good picture.
He just noticed a little bit of an opening as he got taken to deck there.
Interesting.
Really good stuff.
Interestingly, you just heard Will Houston say he provided a good picture. That's what referees are looking for. They're looking for that strong position over the ball, 2 hands on the ball, and Warringah was saying he was off his feet. Well, he was eventually, but Will Miller was first man there.
North's finally an opportunity inside Warringah's half.
Nice clean ball off the top by Connor Vest. Bury to Simone to Clark. Cam Clark.
Tackle! Release! Tackle!
Tackle's been called. They've got to let him go. Back it comes. Oh, there's a mistake there by Taylor Francis. I think that was. He's knocked it on. Scrum advantage for the Rats, which turns into a penalty.
Well, what about the line speed from Warringah? They were so quick up off the line.
Playing the ball on the ground.
Brilliant stuff. I think it was Sam Ward that created the energy. We got a little bit of a look at Manly captain and coach Brian Melrose and Adrian Hall. Tough way to finish the season yesterday, but good performance to get as far as they did. As Warringah pumped this one down into the corner.
It's 3-all on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard. Line out throw for the Rats. Oh, making easy ground now. This Warringah pack. Over goes Luke Holmes, I think, for the first try of the game. The veteran hooker and ultimate clubman, the general manager of the Warringah Rugby Club, Luke Holmes, gets the first try in the elimination semi-final.
It was a beautifully worked roll in more. Lovely structure there. And then when it splinters, Holmes uses all his experience. He knows he's got to break off here. Violano leads the way. There's a little bit of an opening. And Luke Holmes gets the first one for the Rats. It's 8-3 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard.
It's a perfect angle for you folks at home to see Angus's conversion attempt.
Good reward for the Warringah Rats as well. Been absolutely dominant in the opening 15 minutes here at North Sydney Oval.
Looking very sharp indeed, the defending premiers. Trying to bring it back around, hits the upright, but doesn't go through, unfortunately, for the Rats. The score remains 8-3. Warringah on top.
Yeah, interestingly, it was the perfect flying V there from Warringah, wasn't it? But Northern Suburbs really disorganised it in that maul defence. Almost took them by surprise, you have to say. There were bodies everywhere, and it was a pretty easy one for Luke Holmes in the end.
Clark goes deep with the restart. Well taken by Thompson, supported by Rory O'Connor. Here's Ward to Angus to Felchier. Felchier looked to get that pass away. North was up so quickly he couldn't do it though. JP Sawney creating chaos at the breakdown. It's been stolen by Northern Suburbs. Oh, huge play by the Shoreman. Here's JP Sawney now. Only about 15 metres out, North. Ray Simone finds Nick Palmer.
Well, it was a great heads-up play from Harry Bury. When the ball spat loose, it was Bury on the far side that ran up and dived on it and secured the ball. This is the final stages in that play there. Nick Palmer, big shot again from Sam Ward.
Yeah, correct.
So physical.
Yeah, correct.
Opted for the shot at goal here, Northern Suburbs. Right in front, you've got to take the points, Shep.
Yeah, I think you do. Points are so hard to come by in a finals game. When you're right in front of the sticks, I think you do. I think you take the 3 points, keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Giltrap aiming right at the enormous, legendary Moreton Bay Fig here at North Sydney Oval. Up go the flags. Norths go to 6, Warringah 8 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard. Again, Angus going deep with the restart. We have time for Bury. Think about where he wants to put this. And bangs it downfield about 35 metres.
The crowd's starting to get into this, gentlemen. Big crowd up on the hill there. A lot of hillbillies making the trip down from Rat Park. And, of course, it is Northern Suburbs home ground, North Sydney Oval. So
Use the line. Use the line.
a big contingent from them here.
And we have some winners in our ultimate grand final experience, courtesy of Austbrokers, Drew Young and Matthew Gleeson. Grab your airsick bags because you're going to be arriving at the grand final in a helicopter with the Shute Shield. A fabulous grand final experience for you two gentlemen as Warringah knocked the ball on.
Yeah, again, some solid defence from Northern Suburbs. It was Tompkins who unfortunately couldn't hold on to the ball on that occasion.
Come on.
Being played at a pretty intense speed at the moment. Francis making that first tackle, and then that's Salofa coming in over the top. I don't think Tompkins thought he was there. Just took him a little bit by surprise.
Northern Suburbs doing a great job chopping those big bodies down, hitting them low, getting them to the grass.
That was certainly characteristic of Norths under the coaching of Simon Cron. That was his big defensive thing. Let's get him on the deck first. The chop tackle back in favour. Giltrap gets it back to Will Miller. Miller dancing. Vailana around the legs. Sammy Ward working hard at the breakdown. Oh, short ball to Palmer from Duffy. Time enough for Tompkins to get hands on, but he's missed the turnover. Not a great ball to Bury. In fact, referee Houston spies the knock on. So it's a mistake from Norths.
Well, just poor pass from Duffy. There was no reason for that one not to be on the chest. He's thrown it at Bury's ankles. That makes it real tough in these slippery conditions to pick one up from there. Just a few too many little unforced errors creeping into Northern Suburbs game. They want to be careful. Warringah's the sort of side that can very quickly stack points up against you if you're not clinical.
Yeah, you say unforced errors there, Shep, but it's also the line speed from Warringah that's just making the Northern Suburbs guys second guess themselves.
The equal top try scorer in the comp, Josh Holmes. Sam Ward off the back to Holmes, to Angus. Back to Josh Holmes. Oh, Tyson Davis. But Sam Giltrap just nudges him out over the stripe.
Well, boys, that's a big moment in the game. Giltrap had to make a gamble there. Holmes, known for his dummy, on this occasion gives the ball, and that's what Giltrap was hoping would happen. You watch here as Holmes comes round on the loop. There's a big gap if he dummies and goes himself. Giltrap had given up and decided to go to Davis. The gamble pays off.
Still them all.
JP Sawney's got it at the back. A penalty advantage for Norths. Harry Bury with the kick through. Simone looking for that ball, but Tyson Davis gets there first. So we'll come back for the North penalty.
Yep.
Yeah, nice little play there. They had the penalty advantage. It was a deft kick, but Tyson Davis too quick to clean that one up. Simone was flying through. But obviously winning the penalty at maul time. Warringah didn't want to commit. Northern Suburbs were happy to rumble it up.
Well, a measure of how gloomy it is here with this overcast conditions. The lights are on already at North Sydney Oval.
2018's been one of the best years in the Intrust Super Shute Shield, and it's all thanks to our major sponsor, Intrust Super. If you haven't done it, make sure you visit Rugby.com.au.
Sawney to the back. Sinclair, clean ball off the top. Bury finds Simone. Oh, short ball to Will Miller. That's worked perfectly for Northern Suburbs. He pops it up off the deck to Harry Bury. Gets up and goes again, Bury. Dragged down about 1.5 metres shy. They move it quickly to the right. Here's Richie Wolf. Is it? Connor Vest, I beg your pardon. Connor Vest dragged down just 0.5 metre short.
Oh, no.
Well, referee Houston, no hesitation. Going to his pocket, and Mahe Vailanu will spend 10 minutes on the sideline. That is really going to hurt Warringah.
Cynical infringement, number 7.
Well, it was a lovely little set-piece play. Bang, Miller straight through the gap after the short ball from Simone, and then Bury just keeps going. No one wants to tackle him. He ends up only a couple of metres short, and then the Northern Suburbs players were lining up. Vest does very, very well, and then it's Vailanu there, number 7 over the top. You can't do that, and that's what produces the yellow card. But
Yes.
boys, wow, how quickly did that happen?
It was funny, Harry Bury looked to be tackled, but then got up and went again, and he had spiders on him. They all stood off him.
Well, Tangi Thakibau was close enough to tackle him when he got up and went again, but let him run for another 10 metres or so.
Well, I think they were more worried about the support play and who might receive a pass, and the ball carrier can get you into trouble.
This is a massive opportunity for Northern Suburbs now. Haven't had much territory. They've only got the 2 penalties. But now, with a man down, a man in the bin, huge opportunity.
10 minutes can change the game. This is where they want to be as well. Warringah need to lift.
Good clean ball for the Shoreman. Duffy digs it out of there. Goes himself. Sam Ward's all over him, trying to keep him up off the deck. Finally, he gets to deck. Another advantage.
When we come back, if we do.
Another penalty advantage for North. Ray Simone gets rid of it to Ezra Luxton. Luxton keeping those legs moving in contact. Back it comes now for Bury. Here's Cam Clark. Clark looking to get it wide to Lockie Cray in the corner. Oh, how many tries has he scored there? The winger. He scored there in the grand final last year. He scored there, I think, a couple of weeks ago in a TV match that we did. Lockie Cray. He loves that patch of real estate, Cam Shepherd.
Well, he looked like he might have been hurt there off the back of it. He is limping. And I'm still not happy to see him score it in his right hand, boys, because after last week, you thought he would have learned, but he manages to dot this one down in the grass. Lockie Cray, he loves the left-hand corner of North Sydney Oval. And Northern Suburbs strike after the yellow card. 11-8 on the score, Charter Hall scoreboard.
Giltrap looking for the smallest of fades on this one. Won't get a better view than that. He's brought it way too far left, though. So the score remains 11 points to 8. Shoreman in the lead.
Yeah, fantastic work from Northern Suburbs here. They were patient and then went wide. This is a lovely ball from Cam Clark. Got Lockie Cray on the chest, as you said, into his right hand, Cam Shepherd, but still manages to score the try I think it was Feltshire that rushed up out of the line and created the overlap.
Well, I was just going to say, Swaney, it looked like Warringah had more than enough numbers to shut that down. It was just their spacing and identification of the Northern Suburbs players that caused the overlap.
Angus once again straight to Harry Bury, again with the same result. Well, we had Sam Giltrap on screen just before the restart. He's been a revelation for North this year, fellas.
Yeah, he's really made that number 15 his own. Seems to get better and better every week, the young fullback.
Hey, Red.
Yeah, particularly the back end of the season. He's had his best game a couple of weeks ago against Eastern Suburbs. Really come into his own, Sam Giltrap, in the 15 jersey.
All the way back to Sam Thompson goes the line-out throw. Here's Priest. Sam Ward. Rats throwing their big runners at Norths. Now they look to get it wide, the Rats. That's Feltshire. No halfback. Josh Holmes gets there finally. Manages to get rid of it, but they've gone backwards about 15 metres from that breakdown, Warringah. Priest gets it to O'Connor. He's slammed back in the tackle of Nick Palmer and Taylor Francis.
Always in.
Outstanding defence from the Shoreman. Finally, the kick over the top from Josh Holmes. Giltrap's there. Wildman up quickly. Tyson Davis with the tackle. Still comes for North, though. Here's JP Sawney. Priest up quickly to chop him down. Back it comes for Simone. Simone elects to kick.
That's not a good one. Straight down the throat of Feltshire.
Feltshire kicks in turn. Nobody home for the Shoreman. Giltrap gets across. Has to get rid of it quickly because Dave Feltshire arrives on the scene very, very quickly.
It's very willing at the breakdown in this one. They were right in front of us here on the touchline a couple of phases ago, and some big counter-rucking coming in from both sides. It's great to watch. Physicality.
Holmes to Ward at the line out. Back it comes to Luke Holmes.
Blue headgear's brought that down, I think. Let's not argue, Sam, right now.
Tungi Thaki bow. Referee Houston and Sam Ward having a bit of a chat. Josh Holmes wants to go to the left. Jack Tompkins the only one out there. Hugh Sinclair with the tackle. Here's Sam Thompson. But again, there's plenty of North's defenders there. Opens up the field, though, for Warringah. Short ball from Luke Holmes to Priest. And Connor Vest, very demonstrative at the breakdown. They force the knock on there. Big pats on the head for Nick Palmer.
Well, he's had a horror run of injuries, Nick Palmer. Barely played any football at all this year, but he was absolutely dying to get out on the field today, and that's a big moment in the game. You can see how much this defensive effort means to Northern Suburbs. They're really enjoying the physical battle, Swaney, as you said, and at the breakdown, it's just getting bigger and bigger. But we're going to take a quick break. It's 11-8 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard.
I'll watch.
Well, folks, next week we'll see the culmination of everything that all of these players have been taking the field for throughout the whole season. It's the grand final, live and free from 3 p.m. on 7/2, and it's going to be Sydney University versus, we're going to know in about 60 minutes.
That's exactly right. If you want to get down to North Sydney Oval, make sure you get out and buy a ticket. It will be a sellout, I can assure you.
About 3 minutes left on the yellow card here on the sideline. You're right, that grand final next week is going to be unbelievable.
The joint's going to be rocking, boys.
I think both teams are probably pretty happy with a little bit of a break at the moment. It's been very high-paced, very physical. Both teams with pretty strong benches as well. So as we head over the halftime break, it'll be interesting to see what sort of changes both coaches make. Who's going to add the spark for these two teams?
So Losi Tangi Thakibau with a bit of tape around his head. Bit of blood there for the big Samoan international.
Fine. Set.
Back it comes for Norths. Ire Simone takes it to the line himself. Immediate long arm penalty advantage for the Shoreman for the high tackle on Simone. Bury gets rid of it quickly. Inside ball to Wolf. Well read by Tyson Davis though. Bury gets rid of it to big Solofa. The tight head prop still playing advantage. Simone gets it away to Hugh Sinclair down the right side. Here's JP Sawney to Cam Clark. Clark surges into the 22 for the Shoreman. Here's Simone accelerating, looking for the gap. Tangi Thakibau with the tackle. Back it comes for Bury, looking for a bit of width now. Inside ball from Miller to Wolf. Wolf stopped about 10 metres short of the try line. Bury to Connovest. Well, he scored a try here in the grand final last year in that exact same spot, Connovest. Turnover's good, says referee Houston. Great defence from the Rats.
Well, not only a turnover, but then Nick Duffy, he's tried to kick the ball through. The rule changed at the start of the season. You can rake it back towards your own side, but you can't kick it forward. And a golden opportunity for Northern Suburbs goes betting, but it was very, very good work while it was running. Lovely run from Cam Clark down the right-hand side of the field. And then this is the breakdown. I'm not sure who steals it there. Well, Priest, he does pretty well. That's a big steal.
Did very well at the breakdown, Tom Priest. But what about the tempo from Northern Suburbs in that last few phases? They really just took it to another level, Shep.
Well, I think looking back on this little period, lovely work from Northern Suburbs, but Warringah got to be pretty happy only to concede the one try while you've got your number 7 on the sideline. And you don't see that very often, being that close to you. Must be pretty hard to send messages to your players without the opposition hearing you when you're sitting right next to each other.
I think they're doing it via sign language on the sidelines.
Actually, is that Morse code in front of Shannon Fraser? He's bringing it back.
Whispering into the radios. It is.
A bit like the coaches in the NFL and the States, they cover their mouths when they're speaking so that the lip readers can't read their lips. Hamish Angus with a pretty effective penalty kick for his Rats.
Well, the one truth is, by this point, there's not a hell of a lot that a coach can do. It's up to the 23 out on the field. You've got to leave it in their hands and trust you've prepped them well enough during the week that they're mentally ready. You let the leaders, you let the captains take over and lead the way.
All the way to the Sam Ward at the back again. Line out working well for the Rats. Easy meters for the Warringah forwards now as they maul it upfield.
Oh, that's truck and trailer.
Number 2, the tap.
Unlucky. It was truck and trailer, though.
Well, I'm not sure if it was deliberately done by Northern Suburbs or by accident, but once it separates, Holmes has got to break away and run on his own. He can't just keep holding on at the back of that maul as it moves forward if there's no Northern Suburbs player connected to it.
Scrum.
All right, well, Warringah back to their full complement as Vailanu retakes the field.
Yeah, it was a wonderful maul until Northern Suburbs broke off. And you're right, Shep. Illegal. This is a huge attacking opportunity for the Shoremen. A couple of minutes before half-time.
Start.
Off the back of the scrum to Duffy. Here's Bury. Giltrap now. Oh, well tackled by Wildman. Tangi Thakibau hard on the ball. I think he's turned that over, has he? No, back it comes for Duffy. Ire Simone gets rid of it to Connovest. Once again,
thank you.
this Warringah defence getting the job done. Terrific work by Tom Priest with the tackle on Ire Simone. And Simone's lost it forward.
Well, Swaney, you mentioned it before. The line speed from Warringah is incredible. The way they're getting up off the deck and putting pressure on Northern Suburbs is just compounding the pressure. Again, it's Priest. Simone, that's too lazy when you've got a man of Priest's talent coming up on you. Got to be better with the ball, but don't take anything away from Warringah. That's outstanding work.
Yeah, it was almost like a linebacker in NFL running up and sacking the quarterback in that situation. Tom Priest, he lined him up and just made the little slap down on the ball.
Well, when you're coming up against really strong line speed like that, you've just got to take a little bit more depth, and this is when the kicking game comes in. We saw Sydney University do it brilliantly yesterday to Manly as they tried to use line speed to put pressure on their opposition. This is maybe that time when not having Angus Sinclair out there puts a lot of pressure on Northern Suburbs. Harry Bury, not really known for his kicking, and respectfully, Ire Simone not known for his kicking as much either. Certainly not at the level of Angus Sinclair. How much effect is that having around the field?
Well, Richie Wolf on screen now, the equal top try scorer in the competition with Josh Holmes.
So Jack Tompkins has come from the field. Manny Miafo on the field now. You can see him. He stands out. He's about 6'9" and 150 kilos.
I'm told they get 2 jerseys and, well, 3 jerseys, add them together just to fit it over his shoulders. That's why it doesn't have a number on it. He is a monster.
Tompkins not happy being subbed just prior to half-time, but Emmanuel Miafo is a very, very effective player off the bench for this Warringah club. He's created havoc for them when he's come on in previous games that we've done.
Well, probably for the first time, his fitness is really going to be tested today. Often you don't see him till the second half. He's a big, big boy. He's now going to have to go the rest of the game.
Points!
Oh, a huge shove from Norths. Warringah responds, but Vailanu looking to protect to the back. He can't do it. Norths pinch it tighter. That's huge. They move it right to Ire Simone. He thinks about kicking. Gives it back to Cam Clark. Clark for the middle of the... There's a gap there that opened up for Cam Clark. Shut pretty quickly, though. Palmer offloads to Sawney. Well, it's pretty verbal out there. Plenty of appeals to the referee. JP Sawney takes that well. Passes off the deck to Bury. Bury with the little kick through, and that one's going to touch just in front of us here in the tower. Tyson Davis not enough time to get away the quick throw. Well, what about the work by North's forwards at that scrum, fellas?
Yeah, it was brilliant, but just been talking about his kicking game. Lovely idea from Bury. Realised there wasn't much on, spotted a gap. And now with only 90 seconds left on the clock, Warringah in a bit of a stressful position, only 10 metres from their line. Important line out. They don't want to concede any more points before half-time.
Well, the line-out's working so well for the Rats so far today. Another ball to Ward. Josh Holmes with the kick out of the box. He belts it downfield.
Well, there's enough time for one more crack for Northern Suburbs here. Well, more than enough.
Simone to Clark. Looked pretty flat, shall we say, that pass. Oh, here's Connor Vest. He's belted backwards in the tackle of Tom Priest and Mahe Violana. Well, Priest is like a whirling dervish out there, working really hard. Bury to Hugh Sinclair. Oh, just back to Duffy. He gets hammered by Wildman. Wildman's knocked it on, though.
No,
hasn't been picked up. Yes, it has been picked up by Houston.
Well, no, we got Sam Ward there for the knock-on. If Ward had held on to that, that was a huge opportunity. But what about some of the shots there, Swaney?
Oh, I had to get the Richter scale out there. There was some massive tackles.
Off the head there, off the hands from Seb Wildman.
It was like a game of water polo in an earthquake.
Brilliant.
Does that make sense? I don't know.
It does.
But
Just
I'm just trying to.
I love it.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think about it.
Anything in an earthquake's intense, so
correct.
I think you back yourself on that one. The physicality has been unbelievable. It's just like the grand final 12 months ago. Both these teams desperate to win.
Too much movement on this side.
Obviously a bit of trouble with our ref's
Same, Mark.
microphone, folks. We apologise for that. The half-time siren in the background. So obviously we'll play this scrum. But this will be the final set piece of the first half, unless there's a penalty. Good solid scrum from both packs. Sinclair off the back. He looked right, then went left. Duffy, here's their Simone. Duffy's there quickly to recycle. Vest hands off to Sawney. Loves to run the big hooker. Another advantage for Norths. Hugh Sinclair this time. Rounded up by Vailanu. Dan Salofa for Norths. Here it comes. Sinclair picks it up off the deck.
Still advantage. Too wide offside.
Connor Vest. Luke Holmes has been pinged for offside. Cam Clark. He loses it forward. So we'll have a Norths penalty, and I would imagine that Giltrap's going to have a shot, boys, just prior to half-time.
Well, it would be a very bad decision if he didn't. Right in front, about 38 metres out. And if he can't make it from there, well, someone who can should take the shot, and I think he definitely is going to take the points. Well, I almost feel like I can take a breath now. What an opening 40 minutes. We knew this was going to be a good one. Well, but I am just so impressed with the speed and the physicality of this game.
Oh, the intensity is at 11 at the moment.
Well, there's an old adage in our great game, boys. Defence wins big games, and you can see both sides really brought their defensive strategies to the party today. Important kick for North by Giltrap. It's a fair way out. Does he have the distance? Does he have the accuracy? Yes, he does. Up go the flags. 14-8 is the halftime score here at North Sydney Oval. The home team, the 2016 Premiers, in the lead over the 2017 Premiers. Hamish Angus will get us underway.
Good, Lecky. Sweet.
For the third to last one. Referee Houston blows time on. Oh, it's knocked on again by Vest. Immediately the big fella, unusual for him, did it at the beginning of the match. He's done it again at the beginning of the second half. So right away an attacking opportunity for the Rats.
Well, what I find interesting is every single time in the first half that Hamish Angus kicked the ball off, it went long and deep to the left, straight down the throat of Harry Bury on every single occasion. And then that one out to the right, a contestable kick onto the forwards. Was Connor Vest ready for it? That might be the question.
Well, we talk about the 5 minutes either side of half-time being key. This is a big opportunity for the Rats. Now, we know how much power and pace they've got in that back line. They haven't had a great chance to show it so far today.
Well, he's missed the strike. Luke Holmes. Ball's just sitting there.
Down.
Well, Mahe Vailanu, he could have hooked that back, but he was unsure if he was allowed to do it or not, I think.
Well, he's definitely not allowed to use his hand, and I think when he realised Will Houston was standing right next to him, there was not much he could do.
Yeah, that ball did not move. Wonderful battle at scrum time between these two front rows. And you're right, It was like the judge out of Caddyshack watching that ball, waiting for it to drop, wasn't it?
Judge Smales.
Well, we just missed it. Violano actually asked Will Houston if he was allowed to touch, and I think Will Houston said yes.
But he can hook it back with his foot, yes.
Well, with his foot he can.
Yeah.
With his hand, I don't think he can.
No, he cannot with his hand. You're absolutely right. Well, that's a huge shove from Warringah. Looking for the penalty, and they've got it. Up goes the arm. Well, that is a statement by the Rats pack.
We saw it in the first half. Northern Suburbs earning the penalty a couple of minutes into the game at scrum time. The Rats pack have come out fired up at scrum time.
And I love this. Rats are going to pump it into a corner. I had a chat yesterday about teams taking the gamble. If you watched the Bledisloe a couple of weeks ago, the Wallabies had an opportunity to maybe back themselves and try and score 7 instead of 3. They didn't do it. They took the 3. Well, the Rats aren't going to make that mistake this afternoon. They want it. They're going to back themselves and go for it.
Well taken by Mia, foul. As the Warringah forwards look to get a bit of momentum on. Only about 11 or 12 metres out from the line. Here's Rory O'Connor. He's stopped about 3 metres short. Luke Holmes with the ball in hand, has a think about it, doesn't do it. Out it comes to Tangi Thakibau. Another penalty coming. There's the dummy from Josh Holmes that we've grown to expect. I was wondering when that was going to come, but he was caught on that occasion. Luke Holmes with the dummy. He goes himself, playing under penalty advantage, the Rats. Oh, there's the try from Warringah. Tom Priest on the burst. The big number 6 takes the short ball from Josh Holmes and he crashes over. Very difficult to stop. Priest, he's a massive man. He's having a whale of a game today.
Oh, how good has he been this afternoon? Really patient stuff from Warringah. As I said, when it gets a little bit wet, you've got to keep it tight. And Tom Priest, too strong, and he puts it down under the black dot. It's 14-3. Warringah with a kick to come and a chance to take the lead.
Well, very quick and successful conversion attempt by Hamish Angus has moved Warringah into the lead by a point, 15-14. So as we expected, a very, very tight game between these two outstanding club sides. Cameron Clark with the restart. That's a lot shorter for him. It's been taken by Luke Holmes, passes off his knees to Thompson. That's O'Connor. Bring it back for his halfback. His big Emmanuel Meafau. Well brought down by 2 members of the Norths front row. And Norths get the turnover. Will Miller again. Oh, he's outstanding at the breakdown. This brilliant number 7.
Well, Swaney, I think you alluded to it before. It might have been you, Tony, actually, but it's the way the Northern Suburbs defence chops down the attack, and then it's the second man in that gets that quick arrival and ability to get on the ball. Another beautiful first up tackle, and this time Miller straight onto it for another turnover. And now here come Northern Suburbs.
I just love the defensive structure of Northern Suburbs. The spacing is perfect, and Will Miller, he just pounces at the perfect time.
About 15 metres out. Not a great line-out throw, but it's fallen into the hands of Salofa. Duffy with the little dummy goes himself. Need a halfback. Miller's there. Out it comes to Connor Vest. Good run by the second row. Quick recycle. Here's Hugh Sinclair. Taken low by Priest. Bury wants it. He finds Cam Clark. They're all calling for it. Here's JP Sawney. Right side they go. Bury to Taylor Francis. Rory O'Connor with the turnover. Oh, huge play from the loose head prop.
Well, that was coming a few phases earlier. Nowhere near enough people from Northern Suburbs committing at the breakdown to retain possession. Francis with the carry. It's a good tackle from Cheekham to get him to deck. And exactly as we were just talking about with Northern Suburbs, that just opened the window for O'Connor. And he creates the turnover.
Clark and Richie Wolf doing their best. Wasn't enough, though. He's a big man, Rory O'Connor. Difficult to shift.
Well, we saw it so much in the first half, and I spoke about it in the halftime break. Warringah working harder than Northern Suburbs, I think, at the breakdown to really try and slow it down and force those turnovers. Norths has got to make sure they commit enough numbers and retain possession when they've got the ball.
Thank you, as always, to our major sponsor, Intrust Super, for sponsoring this brilliant competition. Oh, Dave Felchier fields Angus's beautiful little chip over the top. Here's Miafau, gets it out to Vailanu on the far side. Mahi Vailanu looking for a runner. Good tackle by Cam Clark. Rourke to Angus. Here's Seb Wildman. Wildman gets it wide to O'Connor. Rory O'Connor goes for a run. Here's Harry Rourke. Had a huge year with Warringah. This young man came across from the Gordon Club at the end of last season. Sam Ward this time for the Rats. Miafau again. He moves it on to Angus. Here's Tyson Davis. Oh, dragged down from behind. A copybook tackle by Cam Clark. Cheekham plays scrum half. Sam Thompson this time. Look to get it to Miafau. It's been picked up by Salofa. He moves it to JP Sawney. Taylor Francis wings it out to nobody at all, but Richie Wolf ends up with the ball. He'll try the chip and chase. Richie Wolf! Oh, just needed to hang on to that. But he's knocked it on instead. It's ended up in the hands of Seb Wildman. Scrum advantage for Warringah. Oh, my goodness me. There's all sorts of stuff going on in this one, fellas.
Wow. Wolf spotted just a little bit of space in behind. He's got so much speed. He backs himself. And unfortunately, I think as he was trying to drag that one in, he's had a glance to see how much space he had to filch here. Oh, this is good stuff. The energy just continues to build between these two teams. And that's what they're playing for. They didn't need any more motivation. Maybe not playing for it this afternoon, but an opportunity to play for it next Saturday here at North Sydney Oval.
Just a quick update from the sheds, guys. Darren Coleman was very positive despite being down, so obviously in a much better position now. He wanted to concentrate on first contact and a big 10 minutes first up. Shannon Fraser was very happy with their defensive effort after a slow start. He wanted to start to the second half as they did finish the second half. And lastly, his clear message was do not fall for a Josh Holmes dummy.
Thanks very much, Ellie. Tyson Davis working hard. The turnover almost made by North, so they pile in now to turn over possession. Terrific work at the breakdown by Northern Suburbs. Back to Nick Duffy it comes from Clark. Lockie Cray playing scrum half. Here's Vest. Duffy to Bury. Getting it wide to Giltrap. Sam Giltrap with the kick down into the right-hand corner. Felchier coming across to field that one. It's been scooped up by Tangi Thakibau. They need to tackle him. Oh, he gets it away to Felchier. Did a great job holding it up. Richie Wolf with the ankle tap. And Felchier into touch. Well, I thought Felchier might have had the speed, but when you have a look at who was chasing him, that wasn't to be.
Yeah, good work from Wolf. I wasn't sure the kick from Giltrap was a good idea because of the positioning of Tangi Thakibau, but he found space. Tangi Thakibau did very well at the back, though, to hold in two defenders and get it away to Felchier, but Wolf saves the day on the left-hand side of the field.
Oh, just when you thought it couldn't get any more intense, it steps up another level.
Hugh Sinclair with to Miller. Here's Simone. Ire Simone. Keeps his feet through one tackle. Comes quickly for big Ezra Luxton. Oh, Luxton. Beautiful work in contact by the loose head prop. Bury looking for a runner inside. Didn't see one. Referee Houston seen a knock on in there, I think. Here's Simone with the kick for Richie Wolf. Oh, Wolf for the corner. That's sensational. Oh, the kick from Iro Simone was spot on the money. And Richie Wolf, one of the fastest guys in the competition, was there to bang it down for the Shoremen.
Well, he came into the game with 17 tries in 2018. Add one more to his massive tally. But it wasn't only the kick from Simone. It was the mismatch out on the edge. That was Sam Thompson, a second rower. And that's all the space that was needed for Richie Wolf to make the run. Norths hit back. Now they're in the lead, 19-15 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard.
So Norths retake the lead in this seesawing battle. Giltrap with an opportunity to post another 2 points. As he kicks towards the Ken Irvine scoreboard. Kenny Irvine, the brilliant rugby league winger of the 60s and early 70s. Let's push that one right. Unfortunately for Norths.
Oh, they're valuable points being left out on the park.
Northern Suburbs, they had the penalty advantage. I love watching teams roll the dice when they have that, and that was perfect vision there from Iro Simone. And now Richie Wolf outright #1 try scorer in the intra-super Shute Shield. Of course, Josh Holmes and Richie Wolf tied for the most tries in the competition coming into this game today.
Nick Palmer goes high to field the restart. Simone at first receiver. There's the kick from Bury. Well taken by Angus. He finds big Sam Ward. Miller hard on the ball. Couldn't keep his feet though. Vailanu driven backwards in the tackle. Big defence from Richie Wolf.
Thank you.
Will Miller once again causing havoc at the breakdown. Been picked up by Angus. Hugh Sinclair with the tackle. Tangi Thaki bound now. Finally taken by Luxton from behind. Meafau. Palmer goes low on him. Angus to Felchier. Dave Felchier dancing through the Northern Suburbs defence. Good run by the fullback. Oh, the pick and go from Luke Holmes. That's a heads-up play by the veteran. Josh Holmes finds Manuel Meafau, pops it back. It's been scooped up by O'Connor. Rory O'Connor still going. Angus to Vailanu, Mahi Vailanu. Hands off to Sam Ward, he can't hang on to it. Lost it forward, didn't go into touch though.
Again, Richard Wolf. That's 2 now. It was a try for all money. Vailanu does brilliantly to get on the edge, and Richard Wolf just does not give in. Attacks the right hand and forces it forward. That's a big moment in a big game.
It was a lovely flat ball from Hamish Angus, finding Vailanu on the outside. But turned around Richie Wolf. He came back. He made amends for his defensive error. It was outstanding work from Richie Wolf to mow down Sam Ward.
We love talking about big moments in the game, boys. You've got to think that was probably a try-scoring opportunity for Warringah. Northern Suburbs not off the hook by any means, though. Scrum now 5 metres from their own line.
Bind! Set!
Warringah pour on the acid. That's a huge shove by the Rats. That's been forced by Northern Suburbs, though, I think, but it's going to be a 5-metre scrum for Warringah. Let's have a listen.
North's collapsing. Yeah. Do you have anything that suggests a try's been scored?
North player might have grounded it.
Might have grounded it? Okay. All right, it's going to be a penalty against White.
I can't wait to see a replay of this.
Penalty against North's collapsing.
Because there is a hand that comes through. I just thought it might have been Josh Holmes. This will be a great view of it. Sinclair trying to stretch the ball. No, it was Hugh Sinclair's hand. Great work from the officials.
Josh Holmes claims it though. The arm goes in the air. Was nowhere near it. Well, he was.
Like all good halfbacks do.
Correct. Nowhere near a try there for Josh Holmes though. But what about the scrum from Warringah?
Sam, what do you want to do?
Well, what I found
Scrum again.
a bit strange is they take the scrum Warringah, and why wouldn't you? With Sinclair, once he picked the ball off the back of that scrum, tried to get it away to Duffy. What he needed to do was hang on to it and try and fight his way back into the field of play. Although regardless, it might have already been a penalty against Northern Suburbs. What an opportunity for Warringah.
When you're ready.
Well, now it's really time for the Shorman pack to stand up and be counted in this one.
Don't be surprised if you see Warringah hold this one in. Go for the pushover try. You can see the rain coming down. It's not heavy. It certainly is starting to put a layer on the field. It makes it hard to hold your feet. Huge moment in the game for both teams.
Crouch. Bind.
Back it comes for the Rats now. Norths reply with a sub of their own, but the
Angle.
the penalty is given
Number 1, angle and down.
against Ezra Luxton. Perhaps trying a little too hard. Luxton, such a strong scrummager.
Sam, scrum again. Scrum again.
Well, boys, it's really interesting as we watch this because we were lucky enough to have a chat with Will Houston before the game, and he was talking about how they adjudicate exactly what's going on right now. And what he's going to be watching for is an individual from Norths creating an issue to give a card. If he can't, and Norths infringe again, he will definitely run under the sticks and give them the penalty try. He did say that the rule is if one person causes an infringement that would have prevented a try, it'll not only be a penalty try, but also a yellow card. But that's only if he can identify an individual.
We're going to get this right.
Who's a major person responsible for it.
Lawrence Hunting warming up on the sideline here. Certainly a wonderful scrummager, Lawrence Hunting.
Bind.
So Norths need to be really careful if the Rats heel this back, get some momentum going forwards as they're doing now. The arm goes up again. There's the penalty try from referee Will Houston. Well, we thought it might have been coming. And there's no hesitation from the experienced referee to give the penalty try to the Warringah forwards.
Well, it was only a matter of time, wasn't it? It had to come. Far too much pressure coming from Warringah. You can see them compounding already. Taylor Francis is basically in the front row. And I think Northern Suburbs very lucky there not to also receive a yellow card. Penalty try alone, though, still a big one. 22 points to 19, now on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard.
Yep, no need for the conversion. Automatic 7 points for the penalty try. Well fielded by Sam Thompson. Now it comes to Sam Ward. He gets rid of it to Angus. Angus hesitates, finds Felchier. Felchier goes himself. Well tackled by JP Sawney. Holmes with the kick. Giltrap takes it.
No, that's not a great kick. Straight down the throat of Felchier.
Dave Felchier, plenty of time for him to hack it downfield. Cam Clark is there to field it for Norths. Wings it out to Harry Bury. Harry Bury will put up the high hoist in midfield. Tyson Davis coming forward with Tungi Thakibau. Tyson Davis has the ball. Davis still going. Elusive run from the Warringah winger. Oh, they're trying to get it wide. Here's Vailanu. Richie Wolf with the tackle again. Oh, that's great defence by the North winger. He's having a huge game in defence, but he's hurt himself with that one, I think.
Yeah, he's staying down. He's just trying to get feeling back in that right hand, it looks like. Bit of a stinger on the shoulder.
Well, I've never seen a North game where Richie Wolf's been so prominent in defence, boys.
He's been fantastic on that right wing.
Well taken by Palmer. JP Sawney has the ball at the back of the North maul. Duffy wants it now. He'll kick downfield. Once again, Felchier is there. I don't understand why Norths are kicking it away. Well, Felchier's kick has gone straight up and down. Angus did his best to get it, but Palmer gets rid of it. Now Giltrap has it. Nobody home on that left side for Warringah.
That's a better kick.
One bounce and into touch it goes.
Well, I agree with you, Tony. I spoke about it just as the second half started. It's the tactical kicking game that's going to be so important for both these two teams now. You want to make sure you control the territory game. People are going to start getting tired. You don't want to waste energy fighting out of your own end. But as you said, you don't want to make bad decisions with it.
We're so grateful to Austbrokers International for sponsoring this terrific final series and providing the ultimate grand final experience to our winners, Drew Young and Matthew Gleeson.
It's 22-19 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard.
Well, as the great hit by Rick Springfield rings out across North Sydney Oval. Jesse's Girl, always been one of my favourites, fellas. The Warringah forwards look to maul it up now. Josh Holmes will bang it downfield. Hasn't gone into touch. Well taken by Lockie Cray. He gets it to Giltrap. Giltrap with the stab kick. And again, it's going to go into touch.
Well, to me, it looked like an overlap in front of you there, Swaney. Was that maybe the time to use the ball and put it through the hands?
There were numbers there. However, the cover defence was coming across. It looks like North's really just trying to pin Warringah, maybe play for the penalty. Just keep them in their own half. I'd say that's the plan right now.
And Swaney, as the bucket of prawns arrives in the commentary box, it looks like it's getting pretty wet out there.
It is sprinkling.
Short ball from Vailanu to Wildman. Angus finds Davis. Well tackled by Cam Clark. Vailanu again. North's played down. Looks like JP Sawney.
Well, he doesn't look like he's in a good way.
No, JP Sawney on the deck.
Yeah, he hadn't moved in 2 phases there.
Well, I hope he's okay, but it does lead me to the point. I would have expected a few more changes to have come, especially for Northern Suburbs in this game so far. If you look at the quality they've got on the bench, names like Kitchen and Ports, how they're not on the field after 65 minutes, I'm a bit surprised.
Blue card.
It looks like he just copped one to the face there, JP Sawney. You're right there, Shep. There is plenty of quality on the bench. Looks like Kitchen is now coming onto the field for JP Sawney, who has put in a pretty good shift today with 15 to play. They've also got Hunting on the bench. Josh Kay and Will Connolly as well in the back line, so plenty of able replacements.
Oh, it looks like Lawrence Hunting is out there in the middle with Kitchen.
It's a blue card for JP Sawney as well, boys, so that means he's off. He won't be coming back.
Just waiting for this one to break wide open, aren't you? It's very tense the last 5 or so minutes.
The rain coming down heavier now. Like Lawrence Hunting having a little trouble keeping his feet on this side.
Line for me, please.
Well, Lawrence Hunting, a regular first grader for Northern Suburbs. He's had a shocking run of injuries over the last 4 to 6 weeks. Of course, special thank you to our official broadcast partner, Fujitsu, the Shute Shield's favourite air.
Loses patience, does referee Houston. And the free kick goes to Warringah. Josh Holmes quickly says, we'll take another scrum. Thank you, sir.
And it's a fantastic position to get the centre field scrum in. You got a lot of space. Again, it forces Sam Giltrap into a position where he's almost got to pick a side. At this stage, he's on the far side of the field. But with so many kicking options and the left footer Felchier, who's on the near side of the field, very, very tough to make sure you cover all corners. Don't be surprised if you see this one come to Felchier, first receiver on the bottom side of the field. There he is with the colourful yellow and orange boots.
There's an issue between Lawrence Hunting and Rory O'Connor. There's Gary Bortz on the sideline. Really has been one of the standout forwards for Northern Suburbs this year. I know he's been our man of the match. I think it was the game against Eastern Suburbs, which was a big win a few weeks ago for North. But a supremely fit, supremely strong utility player in the forward pack, can play anywhere from hooker to number 8, probably except the second row. There's a huge shove from Norths, and they get the penalty this time. Well, after all those resets, Lawrence Hunting is fired up, and he accepts the thanks of his teammates.
Oh, special teams comes on and forces the penalty.
Well, his nickname's Footy. He loves the big moments, especially at scrum time. And that's important for Norths. They've been getting absolutely pumped at scrum time. And they needed a big performance. Hunting steps up to the plate and delivers.
No doubt assisted by Sam Kitchen, who also is a very, very experienced.
Well, boys, what about the kick there from Giltrap as well? Absolutely nailed it.
Pinpoint from Giltrap. Huge moment in the game. 14 to play.
Changes coming for Warringah as well.
Max Girdler wearing jersey 19. Number 12 is Rory McKenzie. So a couple of forward changes. Tom Priest looks like his afternoon is over. And number 18 is Baxter King. He'll slot in the front row. Harry Rourke gets an early shower.
Well, don't go anywhere. This is going to be a massive 13 minutes, excuse me.
Well, Priest has been very, very good for Warringah today. Hunting has the back. He transfers it to Sam Kitchen. The Northern Suburbs forward still on their feet. This is good work in the maul. Kitchen gets isolated though. Back it comes for Duffy. Ray Simone hesitates, puts the kick through for Cam Clark, but that's far too big. Penalty advantage though for Northern Suburbs. Warringah collapsing that maul.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. You don't waste the energy while you're under penalty advantage. Roll the dice. You might just get lucky.
So Norths want the try.
Well, in these sort of conditions, you keep it tight. Tough kick from the sideline, which I'm sure is one of the reasons they're going to go for it. The rain, you can see it. It's really starting to come down heavy now. Again, outstanding maul defence from Warringah.
Sam Kitchen with the ball in hand. Duffy directing traffic. Now he wants it. Nick Duffy. Out it comes to Simone. Simone will go himself. Stopped immediately by Tyson Davis. Comes quickly for the halfback. Round the corner comes Connor Vest.
Tackle release.
Oh, they go left this time. Simone gets it to Palmer. Davis with the tackle. Duffy gives it to Miller now. Davis again, up quickly. Harry Bury, inside ball for Ray Simone. Max Girdler's taken a knock in the face or knock in the head there. Been quite still since he made that tackle, Max Girdler.
Leave.
Yeah, he doesn't look well.
Looks like he might have just copped an accidental knee as he went in for the tackle on Ray Simone. So Warringah with a 3-point lead on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard, 22-19.
Well, a lot of care being shown to Girdler out on the field. It looked a bit innocuous from up here. I'm not sure what he caught, whether it was a knee or a head clash. It's a bit nasty, so we're probably not going to watch too many replays of it, but let's hope that Max Girdler's okay.
The rain coming down now pretty heavily on North Sydney Oval. It's steady. I wouldn't say it's heavy, but it's definitely steady. And a bit of Toto rings out.
Well, we've got 3 grades in senior grade rugby. We've got the teams decided for the grand finals next week in the Colin Caird Shield. It's Eastern Suburbs versus Eastwood in Henderson Shield, Eastern Suburbs versus Norths, and in Henderson Cup, Warringah versus Northern Suburbs. So a great year for all those clubs.
Yep, well done, and congratulations to everyone that will be involved from those clubs and those players. And it looks like Max Girdler, they're going to get him to his feet. So that's great news that he's okay. He looks very wobbly though.
Well, that's really, really heartening to see him get to his feet, but obviously he will not be continuing in this game. And you're right, Shep, it did look a bit innocuous, but I think it was probably the accidental knee, as I said, from Simone as Girdler went in for the tackle that impacted him around the temple area, and he went down like a bag of wheat.
Well, the good news for Warringah is that Mahe Vaiolano, very accomplished in the front row as well as in the back row. So remember, Max Girdler's a replacement. He's only been on the field for a few minutes, but because they've got so many people versatile in this Warringah Rats forward pack, they should be able to shuffle this around. And we'll just keep an eye on who's going to come on the field. I see Luke Holmes sort of wandering toward the field. No, he's not going to come on.
No, well, Luke Holmes was subbed out before, so it could be Fa'avai Sila.
Well, as a front row reserve, is he allowed to come back on, I guess? Yeah, I think it is. Oh, Miles Dorian coming on the field as well.
So North's opting for the points here. It'll be all square with 12 to play.
Yeah, interesting. I think considering the conditions, I may have just taken the scrum, centre field scrum. But at the same time, you end up going down by 3, you rue the day, don't you? So
correct.
Take the points while they're there.
Correct, Shep. Points all day.
Now, if the game does happen to end regular time with both teams tied up, i.e. at 22 all, as Sam Giltrap has just done with the penalty kick for North. We do have a protocol, folks, and we'll go over it with you when we get a chance before regular time is up. But extra time will be played, and I'm pretty sure we'll be sticking with it until the end of the game.
Oh, we will be sticking with it, Tone. We're not going anywhere. 10 minutes to go. These are the big minutes. Who wants it more?
Restart taken by Ire Simone. Did well, but he's lost it forward. Not sure how that happened. Miles Dorian with the tackle.
Well, you can see the rain coming down. That ball's got to be very, very slippery. Simone doing his best to try and stay on his feet. But now Warringah, after copping an onslaught over the last 5 or 10 minutes, back in a great scoring position in Northern Suburbs half.
Scrum's certainly been more solid for Northern Suburbs since the bench has come on, that's for sure.
That's true, boys. And as you surmised, Mahe Vaiolano has moved into the hooker slot in Warringah's front row with Baxter King and Rory O'Connor. Another penalty for Warringah at scrum time. Dorian, very solid kicker, as is Hamish Angus, and yep, Hamish Angus immediately steps forward.
Well, another great performance at scrum time.
That one's
I think
against.
that's Hunting.
Yeah.
He's got pulling it down here on the near side.
He just lost his feet, didn't he? Pancaked, and the penalty for Warringah, Hamish Angus stepping up. 2 sharpshooters on the field for Warringah in Angus and Dorian, as you said, Tone.
2-time Ken Catchpole medal winner, Hamish Angus. One of the most prolific point scorers in the Intrust Super Shute Shield.
The Hillbillies in the background, holding their breath. Looks good from here. He's pulled it. He's hooked it around to the left, so the score remains locked up. We are in a serious sudden death situation here, as I notice Gary Bort's on the field for Norths in jersey number 20.
Well, that's what pressure does to you. He's normally ice cold, Hamish Angus.
Cam Clark gets a bit of length with that restart taken by Tyson Davis. He'll take it up the winger. Strong runner. Terrific tackle by Kitchen. Here's Sam Ward. Number 12 for the Rats is Rory McKenzie. Near foul that time, almost knocked it on. Back it comes for Josh Holmes. Sam Ward at first receiver. Hugh Sinclair up very quick as that created a hole. Here's Vailanu. The North's defence recovers. Mahe Vailanu's lost his strides. Angus gets it wide to Wildman. Seb Wildman on the far side of North Sydney Oval. Number 18 for the Rats is Baxter King. Here's Vailanu again. Taken low by Will Miller. Round the corner comes Big Salosi Tangi Thaki Bow. He's still going. He's broken away from the Northern Suburbs defence. I tried to get it to O'Connor. But that one went forward, says referee Houston. So Northern Suburbs defence saves the day yet again.
Well, Bury falls off. Duffy's got to make that tackle. It's not a great attempt. He gets away from Miller as well. And that one just drifts forward, in front of Rory O'Connor. Oh, nervous times.
Well, Cam Clark in there too to spoil that play.
You just feel like Silosi Tungi Thakibao needed to hold on to that one. Had great momentum, reset. Just don't panic. They're trying to throw the miracle ball at the moment.
Oh, couldn't agree more, Swaney, especially in these conditions. Hold on to it for dear life.
Huge scrum for Northern Suburbs here. Massive.
And squirting out for Nick Duffy. He bangs it downfield. It's not going to go out though. Angus fields it. Gets it across to number 23 for the Rats, which is Harry Jones, grand final hero from last year. Our man of the match from last year's grand final, Harry Jones. Hamish Angus to Taki Thakibao. Sailosi with the kick. It's been scooped up by Giltrap. Well, the last thing you want from either one of these teams is for anybody to panic as Sam Kitchen takes it up for the Shoreman. Back it comes for Bury now. Shifts it to E-Ray Simone. He puts it up high. Needs to stay in that ball. Felch here. Beg your pardon, Harry Jones with the take. Did well. Almost a turnover. Dorian gets caught with the ball in hand.
In the tackle. Knock on only.
Knock on advantage for the Rats as Tyson Davis takes it up. Rory McKenzie with the kick that's been taken by Hugh Sinclair, so not enough advantage there. Back will come for a Warringah scrum.
Well, it's starting to get desperate. Both teams starting to get desperate. It's all over the place. There's such a buzz here at North Sydney Oval.
Oh,
who's going to crack first?
Shep, it's tense. There's nail-biting stuff here. No one has any fingernails left down here on the sideline. I can tell you that right now. North, they need to exit their half. Warringah have possession now inside the Northern Suburbs half. Warringah just doing a good job, just pinning Northern Suburbs down in their territory.
Now here's what happens, folks. If it ends all tied up in regular time, there will be extra time, but there's going to be a 5-minute break before that starts. Extra time will consist of 2 10-minute halves with a 5-minute half-time break in between. Coverage will continue on 7-2 with no channel change. So just leave it on 7-2 and we'll get to the end of the game.
There's still plenty of time left for a result. Thanks for the update, though, Tone. Got to say, the pendulum just in favour of Warringah at the moment. Fantastic field placement. Swaney, as you said, they just need to hold on to the ball here, the Rats. Gradually march their way towards the try line.
Big shove from Norths again. But the penalty goes to Warringah. Oh, this could be it.
Angle.
And again, that's against, I think, Ezra Luxton for boring in on the loose head side. And looks like Miles Dorian is going to step up and try and have a crack at this one. Indeed he is. And folks, this is probably going to be it. If this goes over, I reckon this game's over. What do you think, Shep?
I don't know. I think there's still time left. 3 minutes. It's going to be tough to come back from, though.
Well, there's a couple to play. Dorian is going to take every second available to him here. Milk the clock for all it's worth.
I think we're about spot on. I'm looking at the clock here at North Sydney Oval. It looks to be about 2 minutes left.
Well, that ball's going to be heavy because of the moisture, so he's going to need to give it a really good whack. Is that going to interfere, Shep, with his aim in terms of trying to put extra energy into it?
It's not leather, Tone. It's synthetic. I don't think it can absorb water, actually, but I like where your head's at. Kicking in the wet is tough.
Well, there'd be water on the surface of it, wouldn't there? Make fun of me.
Either way, huge moment for Miles Dorian and the Rats. Can he put them in front?
He's copping it from the North fans. The Hillbillies in the background, deathly silent. Going to have the distance. And he has the accuracy as well. So the Rats take a 3-point lead with less than 2 minutes to play in the elimination final. 25-22 on the Charter Hall Direct scoreboard. That was probably Miles Dorian's most important penalty goal for a few years.
Oh, classy from Dorian. Huge moment. Weight of the team on his shoulders, and he delivers.
Cam Clark. Restart is taken by Meafau. He gets rid of it. Was there a knock on there? Yes, there was. The small mistake from Warringah. So I don't know if big Manny Meafau needed to try and make that pass. I think he should have taken the ball to the deck. In any event, Norths are going to get the ball back, you would think.
This one's not over.
In Warringah's half.
This one is definitely not over.
Less than 60 seconds to go.
The scrum's been a lottery all day. It's gone both ways. This is the biggest scrum of Northern Suburbs season.
The last one was in and out very, very quickly indeed. I think Norths will try again to try and move it to the back of the scrum as quick as possible and take the pressure off them. Decisions need to be made. This is where Brewery needs to take control once this ball comes to the backs. And as you spoke about, Tone, you don't want to force passes in this sort of situation. You need to hold on to the ball, be clinical at the breakdown. You might just get lucky.
Better scrum from North. Back it comes for Duffy. They go left side. Bury with the ball in hand. Finds Giltrap. Giltrap tackle just inside the 22. Back it comes for Bury now. He spied a hole. Closed quickly though. Sam Thompson with the tackle. Here's Ezra Luxton. Duffy wants it left this time. Bury to Simone. Through the hands it goes. Will Miller takes it to the deck. Comes back for Kitchen. Oh, they're up very, very quickly, the Warringah defenders. Here's Lawrence Hunting now. Almost a penalty given away by Rory O'Connor there. Big hit on Connor Vest. The siren's gone in the background for full time. Here's Miller. Giltrap now. Big tackle by Wildman. Oh, Warringah piling in, looking for the turnover. Well, they might have it, I think, the Rats. Oh, what a great job. Josh Holmes is going to bang it into touch. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that is that. And we have our second grand finalist. Will Houston's blown time. The Warringah Rats are going back to the grand final for the second year in a row. They'll face up against Sydney University. Well, what a dramatic finish. the energy and the commitment of the Warringah Rats forwards at the breakdown in that final play was pretty inspirational, you must say, Cameron Shepherd. I know you're disappointed, my friend, but that was a very, very intense game from both sides.
Yeah, no, mate, don't be silly. Outstanding performance from the Warringah Rats. We knew it was going to be a big battle up front, and you have to say that's where the Rats won it today. Outstanding work from Priest, Tompkins, Thompson, Rourke, Holmes, O'Connor. They all put in incredible stints. And then when the business needed to be done, Miles Dorian steps up and becomes the hero that Warringah Rats club and fans needed. What a way to finish the weekend of semi-finals.